Hey everybody. I did have some makeup on, but it's kind of got worn off. I'm sorry if I seem kind of a little bit frazzled. I don't know if it has to do with being without power the whole weekend or what, but something threw me into a panic attack just before I was supposed to come on. So I've taken my pill, but it may take me a few minutes to get sorted. I'm not going to wig out or anything like that. And I hope everybody can hear me. If you can't hear me and you're in here, please let me know. I may need to adjust something with the microphone because I don't have my mixer and all that set up. I was just going to use this guy right here. So again, if you guys can't hear me, please let me know. If I'm moving my mouth and nothing's coming out, definitely let me know. Um, I am gonna step away for just a second. I do have the link to come in live, and that's for anybody. But Curly Jaws did let me know um, earlier that he wanted to come in live on the stream, so I made sure that I put that in there so that he can join me. But I am going to step away for just 1 second, guys, and grab that heater because with the power being out, we had a couple of cold nights, or it was cold to me anyway. And so we brought the heater in there, and I had neglected to bring it back. So I'm going to go grab it and bring it back in here. I'll be right back. Hey, Texas. Oh, so I don't know if the panic attack made my blood sugar go down. So sorry for rattling the wrappers to my candy, but uh, I think I'm gonna have to partake of a little candy as well. Um, I'm not sure when old Curly Jaws is gonna be here. Whoops, sorry about that. Like I said, I am a little frazzled, and I do apologize for being so. But anybody that's had panic attacks knows they can come on at any time, just basically out of the blue. So, again, I do apologize for how my mental state seems to be. Whew, I'm going to take a couple of breathers here. It also um, tightens up my chest and stuff like that. So, uh, yes, Uncle Bill, he did. And that's basically what he was telling me. He said YouTube deleted his channel, and so he was gonna come on my stream and explain a little bit about it. So I was gonna, hey Darren, I was gonna try not to, talk about the reason behind his channel getting deleted, um, until he could actually come on here, but um, it's kind of odd that he's not already here. Um, but yes, he did state to me that he had lost his channel. And I know the reason because he told me, but I don't feel right divulging it until he gets here. But we'll give him a little bit. And if he doesn't, hopefully he won't get mad if I actually reveal the reason why his channel got taken down. So, as most of you probably know, most of Kentucky had, if not all of Kentucky and some of southern Indiana, Friday afternoon into Friday evening had a very bad windstorm. And we're talking about 80 plus mile per hour winds. Thankfully, I don't think anybody had any tornadoes or anything like that. It was just some very, very bad winds. But here's the deal. Before the winds, hey, Blissful. Yeah, I'll talk about that again here, Uncle Bill, in just a second. Hold on just a second here. That might be old Curly Jaws that messaged me. Oh, okay. Okay, hold on, guys. Just 1 second here. I have got to. I totally forgot about that. So old Curly Jaws can't come on. Who can't come on YouTube at all? So, I'm gonna send this to him real quick through Facebook. Come on. There we go. I only want to put it on there one time. Jeez Louise. There we go. I totally didn't. So old Curly Jaws should be on here shortly. I totally forgot about him not being able to be able to get on YouTube at all. I guess I don't know what he said. I mean, I know the reasoning behind it, but they're not letting him do anything basically on YouTube. So he should be here shortly. There's old Curly Jaws. Man, he looks like he's clean shaven tonight. So I'm gonna go ahead and add him, so that he can explain to you guys what happened about YouTube.
I'm just baffled right now. I've had this channel for almost 10 years, and for this to be the reason why I get banned out of all the shit I posted on there, this is what gets me banned. I'm just not even like, oh, we'll remove the video and just be like, hey, don't do it. No, they just straight up fucking, nah, bitch, your whole channel's gone.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a case of like, I don't know why anybody want to do that, but some people suck. I mean, I'll just be honest. Some people suck. And they just like turning people in for things. So I don't know if it was a case of that. Oh, Curly Jaws, do you feel like it might have been somebody was just pinpointing you and did
I
that?
mean, I gave my view on something that I felt really passionate about, and
Right.
this, I'm like, I don't want to say it on here and then get Dana's channel taken down too. So I'm not gonna. I don't want to. I'm not gonna get into that. But I'm just baffled. Like I'm just really shocked that YouTube would do that. I thought they were better than that, but I guess not.
Mhm. Well,
So
I appreciate you not wanting me to get kicked off here as
no,
well.
I'm not. I'm not. I wouldn't. No, no, no. Like unless you absolutely want me to tell everybody. No.
I mean, I'll just ask this. Do you recall using any kind of, I mean, because I've used curse words
Mm-hmm.
on here, and
I
I've
mean,
also said other things that I've taken a video down because
mm-hmm.
people that have been around a lot longer than I have told me, hey, you might not want to say that. They may take your whole channel down. So, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, do you feel like old Curly Jaws that you said, I mean,
I
might have.
mean, I literally at the end of the video, and this might have would have done it. Maybe would have done it. I had a picture of the Tennessee governor, and I put on there the face of evil,
God.
and I put a piece of shit on his head.
Okay.
So I
Well,
guess the YouTube is like, oh, that's you can't be, that's a government official. You can't be talking shit about them. Oh, we can't have that.
I mean, maybe, yeah. I guess anything's possible. But
But like I've seen worse rants than that on YouTube of people. So I'm just like, for that, I'm just like, there's been rants on presidents that have been a lot
right
fucking worse than what
on
I've said about the Tennessee governor. Um,
yeah. Um, and I'm not trying to get myself thrown off here, but the last time I checked, it was a free country. And I know, they always say, yeah, it's a free country. We got free speech. We got all this. But then there's that gray area where they say you can be libelous. I've found myself on the receiving end of somebody saying, you're this close to being libelous about something. And so it's a very gray area. And so maybe they thought it was one of those cases. I'm not defending YouTube, and I'm not defending if somebody caused you to get kicked off. I'm not defending them at all. I'm just trying to make sense of it.
right.
So let's see what people are saying here. Yes, the TJ, the lights are on. The lights are back on in the Benningfield household. So
Yeah, I was when you posted Wednesday, I was just like, that's ridiculous.
mm. Well, my parents, of course, they live out in the boonies. They live out in the sticks, technically. So they got their electricity on about the same time that me and Steve got ours on.
Mm,
But then my brother and my sister-in-law, my nephews, they live in Bowling Green, and they never lost their power at all. They lost
we
their
didn't lose.
internet for a little bit,
Mm.
and my nephews thought that it was the end of the world because they couldn't stream movies. They had to drag out the DVDs and stuff like that and watch those, and they thought that it was just, oh my God, we can't stream. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. But what I was talking about was, most of Kentucky, if not all of Kentucky, and then some of southern Indiana had 80 plus mile per hour winds.
It was bad. Like my aunt's house, the shingles fell off the roof. My house was fine. We didn't lose power at all, which I was surprised.
Oh, lucky.
Yeah,
That
because
way.
I would have not been good.
But we still have our house, thank the good Lord up above. But unfortunately, I don't think anybody got killed or got injured really bad, which is good.
We got a too sweet the good Lord.
But then there was a house that was destroyed in our neighborhood, not on our street, but like a couple of streets over. Excuse me. what happened was basically we had all this rain before the winds came. It's completely saturated the ground. So you get the combination of that and then 80 plus mile per hour winds. It's going to take light poles out. It's going to take trees
Hmm.
out. It's not going to take much
Yeah.
to uproot them.
If
So,
it if it would have came here, it would have destroyed my little house I got in the backyard, which I would have been really sad because that's where I filmed a lot of the videos.
mhm.
My
so,
TV's out there too.
so basically, what happened was a gigantic tree got uprooted from the combination of the rain and the
Mm,
wind and fell on this house in the neighborhood and just demolished it. And
some
also
poltergeist stuff.
took out the garage of the house next to it. So this was a big tree. This was a huge tree.
I hope they had insurance.
I'm thinking they probably did, but it's just like I can't even imagine what I would do if our house was no more.
Yeah, like the dogs. Oh my gosh.
The dogs and all my other animals, plus me and
Mm,
Steve. I mean, our fence on this the between us and the neighbor on this side
mm,
practically fell down though. So there was me and Steve. I had already ordered groceries and was having them delivered by Instacart. So I was waiting
mm.
for them. Then I get a text from my neighbor said the fence is down. I look out and like several panels of our fence have fell down.
So
So
what did?
Steve and I had to essentially go out in the middle of the wind. I'm holding these fence panels up while Steve tries to rig them up to kind of band aid them to fix them.
Band.
We're, yeah, basically, that's what we're going to have to get a whole new fence and we're going to
Mm.
have it professionally done. That's all there is to it.
Are you thinking of like a wooden one or more or like metal fence?
We have, well, right now we have like a wood fence. And Steve says, a metal fence would be nice, but he doesn't think that we can afford it right now. Guys, I'm going to step away. I'm going to let Curly Jaws entertain y'all for a second. I hear Brandon barking and he's going to wake Steve up. I don't go check on him.
I'm gonna check the chat if I even can. I think I can. I yes. Okay, good. I can check. I can actually. Okay, I can check the chat on Streamyard. Okay, I can at least do that. Blissful, can I only imagine who did it to? Darren is so true. That sucks, Blissful. Yeah, ours is Sim into the ground. It's only a matter of time until Dead Pig gets another strike. Oh, I would hope not, because there's some really good videos on the Dead Pit channel. See, this is why I wish I would have archived a lot of the videos. I really wish I would have archived the videos. I had a bunch of his videos I needed to watch too. First Rainbow, now you. What the fuck? I know it's. Luckily, Rainbow got to keep his channel. I'm glad because he had a lot of great videos on there that now I got to re-download those. I'm definitely gonna re-download those because you never know anymore. You really never know about YouTube. You really never know about them. It definitely it was like an hour in the video and then he's like nope gone. He's like nope. And I'm like damn. I'm like okay. So I was like I went to my channel and was like it said something weird. I'm like well this is weird. And then yeah then the channel and then I looked at my email. Your channel has been permanently banned. You were banned from YouTube for life. Basically what it said in the email. You cannot even use another channel. Like I had multiple channels, like, but those were just like backups in case something would ever happen to the early Jaws channel, and I can't even use those. I would have to create a whole new email, which I'm just like, I did that with Yahoo, but apparently YouTube doesn't support Yahoo anymore. So I'm just like it's whatever. YouTube can personally do. Me and them can go our separate ways at this point. The only time you will see me on YouTube is either going to be on Dana's channel or the Dead Pit channel. That's the only time you will ever see me on there on YouTube at least. Or if anybody else invites me to one of their streams or whatever, then I'll gladly be on anybody else's stream if they'll have me.
I have you on anytime, old curly jaws.
Now I always have a good time.
Okay, so let's see. Texas said he hadn't heard about that. That sucks if he did. Yeah. Yes, it definitely sucks. Uh well, yeah, Uncle Bill, I told you I was going to get to that. I don't know what brought the panic attack on, but about 5 minutes before I was supposed to do this stream, and that again is why I'm saying, forgive me if I'm a little bit frazzled, seem a little bit pulled in a bunch of different directions or something, and don't seem like quite like myself. Um, it I don't know if it's the culmination of things being so hectic over the weekend, not having any power. We couldn't have very many things hooked up. We have a generator, but lo and behold, the generator started leaking gas. So we had to
Oh
rig
no.
something up with that because, Steve wasn't going to go spend several $100s and get another generator. And, at the time when we were looking for another heater, like a space heater or something to use, of course, there were hardly any at the stores. And I said, I hate Louisville. I hate this fucking place. Sorry for my language, but I was like, it's like this all
Mm,
the time. It's like this, even if there's no crisis,
mm.
it's like
You,
this here.
you need to move it. You need to move to New Albany.
Oh, Curly Jaws, I have told Steve, I said, it's pretty nice over here because we've been over there a few times. I said, what's wrong with this place? And I said, I can basically, work just about anywhere because I'm working from home. It's not
Right.
like and I said it wouldn't be very far for you, Steve, to get to work. You just have to go over the bridge every day to get back into Louisville. Or I guess you could look for a job in New Albany. I mean, I'm sure they need IT people in New Albany too.
Oh, every day.
But I don't think I've got him on board with that, sadly. But I wouldn't mind
It'd
it.
probably be cheaper. I don't know if it'd be cheaper or not to
I
live over
guarantee it
here.
would be cheaper. Things are a little bit messed up nowadays
Mm,
everywhere. Um,
mm.
but I don't know. Maybe you could let me know, oh, Curly Jaws. Is like supply and demand a problem in New Albany? Do they run out of stuff quite frequently and can't keep up with it?
Not how I maybe like early pandemic, yes, but it's starting to get better.
Yeah, but it's always been like that in Louisville. It's been like that pre-pandemic, post-pandemic, or in the middle of the pandemic, whatever you want to call it. Um, it's always like that because there's too many damn people here. It's just glutted with people. And I'm not saying that I don't like people. Most people I like. Some people suck, but most people I do like. But this place is, I came here because I love Steve. And I'm not going to leave Steve to get out of Louisville, but I wish that I could encourage him to go somewhere else. And he says, well, when we both retire, we can go somewhere else. Or he was like, when I retire, we can go somewhere else because you're working from home. We can basically move around as long as you've got internet
And
and stuff.
yeah, and how Steve's like what 55.
Oh, gosh, I can't even remember how old my husband is. He's in his 50s. I'd say middle 50s, maybe. Maybe he's 53 now. But
Oh,
he's
well, you don't
got
got much. You don't got much longer.
not too much longer. But I don't want him to be old, but
I don't want
I
to be
just
old.
want I just want to be out of this place. I've had my fill of this place, and
Hmm.
I'd almost rather be anywhere than in Louisville.
See,
And
that's how I felt about New Albany for a while, and then I'm just like, you know what? It's kind of cozy here. Like,
yeah,
you
exactly.
know, I like our fest. Like, I would if you ever been like October every year we have Harvest Homecoming. It's a big festival. There's a lot
Mhm.
of food and all. It's really not. I don't know if Louisville has that or not.
I mean, they have, Thunder over Louisville and things like that, but I'm telling you, when you go to stuff like that, it is so freaking crowded that you
Hmm.
can't enjoy it. It's like wall to wall people. And when Derby's getting ready to go on, they have a bunch
Oh,
of different things in and around Derby.
I bet the
And
traffic's awful there during Derby.
I mean, it's awful anytime. And people are just, they're so rude. I don't know if somebody's messaging me again. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Texas. Texas just messaged me Blissful's email address in case I ever wanted to, you know, send her an email. Thank you for that, Texas. I appreciate it. But yeah, Uncle Bill, I can't really pinpoint what caused me to have the panic attack. I'm just glad I had my medication because I might have not been able to do the stream if I didn't have something to calm me down. Um,
37 gummies.
30 is that how many will calm you down? Oh, curly
I
jaws.
mean, for me, yes. For a normal person, probably it might kill.
That would probably kill me. Just
Like I'm just like I've seen people like take one. They're just like I used to be like that, but I'm like one like my it get me good, but like any like I wouldn't like recommend somebody like eating like if somebody like 3 or 4, I'd be like you're probably gonna be out for a while.
like, what was it? Speaking of being out for a while, Steve told me one time several years ago. I think I don't think we were dating at the time, but he went to visit his mom in Campbellsville, and he ate at a Chinese restaurant,
Mm.
and or brought something back to his mom's house or something and ate it. But anyway, he passed out and like slept for like almost a whole day. And I don't know what in the heck was in that Chinese food.
That must have been some good Chinese food.
Yeah, they must have had the secret ingredient in there or something. I don't know. Hey, Blissful. Let's see. Let me see what. Yes, Uncle Bill, you say LOL. That shit is dumb, though. Yes, it certainly is. I'm sure you're talking about the whole deal with old curly jaws. Yeah, I agree, Uncle Bill. He's a public figure, so it should fall under clear parody. Um, Uncle Bill says, "Did you threaten him?"
No, I know better than that. I would never threaten anybody on a video because that's just asking for shit to go. No, I'm not gonna do that. I would never do that. I'm smarter than that.
Oh, Kelly, that makes me feel good. I'm sorry that you were worried about me. I don't really want anybody to be panicking and worried about me, but I'm glad that people were at least thinking about me. Um, I mean, Curly Jaws knew I was alive because he put a comment on one of my Facebook posts where I said I couldn't do the stream because we didn't have any power.
Hmm.
Kelly, you say you messaged Wes to make sure I was okay. Well, I appreciate that. Texas, you say I had a bunch of his videos I need to watch too. First Rambo and now you. What the fuck?
Yep. I'm
Listen,
glad.
go ahead, old curly jaw. Sorry.
I'm just glad Rainbow got to keep his channel.
Yeah, yeah. I just think they ought to give you a warning, no curly jaws. That's just nonsense.
Yep.
Blissful, you say, I don't understand it. I'm from the drama crime community and it's downright savage. Oh, Brandon, come on, buddy.
Come on, bud.
Oh, I don't know if he got back to that gate or what. Hold on a sec, guys. No. Brandon, you're going to have to be quiet, buddy. Everybody will hear Steve saying, shut up from the bedroom. Uncle Bill says it's only a matter of time until Dead Pit gets another strike. LOL. Well, I hope not. I hope not, guys. TJ says we got a generator last year after losing electricity for 4 days at one point. Well, four days is bad, but I tell you, back in everybody remember the ice storm, right? I'm sure old Curly Jaws remembers the ice storm.
That
Anybody
was
in this
awful.
area probably remembers the ice storm. Kentucky and Indiana, especially, I mainly remember the ice storm. But anyway, during the ice storm, of course, I was still living with my parents at the time. We lost electricity for 2 straight weeks.
We was out of school for that long, 2 straight weeks.
I thought I was going to lose my mind that time, because we were having to go to my granny's house because my granny was old, and so they try to make sure they get the power on for the elderly and for people that have medical issues, that they got to have some power running and things like that. So she got her power back on pretty quickly. So we had to go to her house and to be able to take hot baths or hot showers and stuff like that. Um, it was awful. It was like the dark ages, primitive times during that time period. I hated it. Blissful says we got a generator that was stolen. Now that's pretty low when people start stealing people's generators.
71. I tried to appeal it. They won't let me appeal it. They won't even let me appeal.
Ridiculous.
Like they basically Vince McMahon to me. They're like, screw you. You're fine. Like I feel like Bret Hart right now.
Darren
And
says
I don't even like Bret Hart.
Darren says sadly there's no such thing as free speech anymore. Exactly, Darren. The woke brigade have seen to that. Yeah, pretty much. But I'm not
Darren, you
going
should
to say
come
too
on.
much because they might jerk my channel for saying something against woke people.
Darren, you should come on the stream if you can. It'd be awesome.
Yeah, anybody can come on. I'll be happy to repost that link. And I'm so sorry, oh Curly Jaws. I just totally forgot you wouldn't be able to do anything on YouTube, and I just out of
Yeah,
habit
it's like
just put
I
it up
like
there.
yeah, it's like I couldn't even use one of the other like I had like 4 channels just in case something would ever happen to the old Curly Josh channel. And I can't even use any of those. Like my whole email was banned from YouTube for life, basically. Unless they eventually drop it, which I don't think they will, because YouTube's just that crazy.
Right.
Um,
So Blissful was asking if you got any reason. I guess did they say that you were libelous towards him, or that it was
they
offensive, or
uh, I didn't really look at I briefly looked at what it said. I didn't
you're
really pay
probably so
attention.
pissed? I would be.
Like I was angry. I smoked a lot before doing that rant. Um, and I was just mad because I'm just like there's so much worse. Like it was just stupid, just really stupid. Um, but it is what it is. This is my second channel I've lost, so it's not like I've dealt with this before. The first time I lost my channel was because of a poster in the background.
Holy crap!
Yeah, a Captain America poster was in the background. Apparently, that's
What was
copyrighted.
So they didn't say, "Hey, we're giving you a warning if you do."
Nope. They just like they another screw you. Yeah. Fuck.
Gosh, I don't even think about stuff I might have in the background. Jesus.
And that was back in 2010. No, maybe 2000. No, it was like 2014, maybe 13. It was like because I started YouTube in 2010, so and I graduated, so probably about 2013, 14 is when that channel got deleted. And then I started the second channel. It was under a different name, and then I switched it to Oh Curly Jaws. And
I mean, these are Steve's, but these are lobby card or like enlarged lobby cards for they call her One Eye with Christina Lindbergh that Christina Lindbergh signed for Steve many moons ago. I mean, I just got stuff all over the place and I don't even think about it.
but it just like I feel like me and Rambo are just like YouTube just hates us both.
I think they hate people that are popular because they're scared of people that are popular because other people listen to popular people. They listen to their opinion and all that. And I think that makes YouTube scared, because there's strength in numbers, know what I'm saying? And so I think that's why they do it. Either that or they're feeling pressure from somebody that says, "Hey, YouTube, you're going to be gone if you don't get rid of XYZ." Um, there's always somebody up above somebody else. Nobody, they may think they're top dog, but they're not really. There's always somebody over top of you telling you what to do. So I'm sure there's somebody over top, like CEOs at YouTube, that tell them what to do. And I mean, it could be one of those things. It's like YouTube's going to be gone if you don't take these people out. And I don't
Yeah,
mean
like
literally take them out, like kill them, but
yeah, I've been told Rumbler's really good.
mhm.
Um, I use TikTok. I've been doing TikTok, so and I can do up to 3 minutes, which that's not a problem. And
Boy, it
so
would be a problem for me because I do 2 and 3 hour long streams.
right,
It'd be bad.
and you know what sucks? I had some videos planned like the Oh Curly Jaws Awards,
Uh,
which never will see the light of day, unfortunately, unless I do it on TikTok, which I might. Um, some other stuff.
so did you lose all your videos that were on the YouTube channel?
Yep, every video is gone.
Mm. That's why I'm glad that I've saved most of mine. So,
I needed. I knew I should have, and I'm just like I should have learned from the past. Like back on my old channel, I had podcasts from school. When I was in high school, I
mhm.
did a podcast called The Crayon Box. It was me, this white guy, and this black guy. We did a podcast, and we did it every week, and we did it at lunchtime, and we did it in the library of all places. Um, it was fun. We did that. We did like 100 episodes, and
uh,
a lot of people liked it. It was really popular, and then those are the ones I definitely wish I would have saved it because those were some really good episodes. Like I really wish because I would love to go back and have watched them.
mhm. Okay, let's see. TJ says panic attacks been there, sucks to say the least. Yes,
Yep.
TJ, it certainly does.
Yeah, working for Kroger will do that. I
Some days I think working for anybody will do that if you're prone to panic attacks.
I'm
Um,
on 3 different medicines.
I'm on an antidepressant and I'm on the
Same.
stuff for the panic attacks. So I'm on hydroxyzine for the panic attacks. Is what I'm on. I mean, I don't care to tell people what I'm on. Um, so Blissful says panic attacks are awful lately. It's just been a series of anxiety attacks. Ooh, no.
Mm,
At least I haven't had that, but this one just came on me. It's like, where did this come from? It's like I got where I couldn't breathe good and stuff like that, and it's just it's miserable. Um, Uncle Bill says I'm not going to get Steve to do shit. Uh, Steve's not going to do anything Steve doesn't want to do. I'll just say that. 71, you say, I have those, but I control them. They don't control me. Well, I wish I could say that they don't control me as well, but I can't say that. I'm weak. Oh, Blissful says, I can, but I've been skipping meditation. So I've been working on it. Blissful says, you bet he would if she literally lit a fire under him. Oh, man. I don't know. I don't know if that would be a good idea or not. Hopefully, and I apologize, guys, if you can hear Brandon whining and stuff. Poor guy, he's just so old, and like I said, he's got dementia. We think he might be losing his eyesight in addition to that, and so he's just and the mobility problem. So I just wish he would go and lay down in the bed back here, so and relax.
mm.
Blitz, what you say? Oh, homecoming. We would have that, but nobody wants to come back. Uncle Bill says, yeah, if she threw some Korean rape films across the state line, he would go. I don't know. I don't know if I even should have read that. That might get me kicked off of YouTube. Anything gets you kicked off of YouTube anymore.
It's bad. Like, damn. Like,
They put Valium in the wontons.
I honestly thought I was gonna get kicked off for the crotch piercing video. That's what I thought I was gonna get kicked off
Oh,
for.
really? Yeah,
But no, that was no. There's like
that was nothing.
no. It's like they're like no, that's fine. You're good. You're good. Wait, you're talking about the Tennessee governor? Yes. Like that's I
Thank you, Texas. Texas says, hit that thumbs up, you mofos.
hit the thumbs up.
TJ says, well, look what happened with Kathy Griffin. In comparison, oh, Curly got off easy.
True, like I could that would fucking like I'd be pissed off. Like they'd be like kicking the fucking door and it's like that's the guy that put shit on my head.
Oh, God.
I'm like, bruh, really? Like we're like SNL has done much worse than me.
Yeah, they make fun of all kinds of politicians. And
Oh, yeah.
that's considered comedy. It's considered parody.
Mhm.
I'm with Uncle Bill on that. It should have been
Yeah,
considered parody.
and honestly, I mean, anyway, and I was kind of like the video was a brand, yes, but there's also like I was kind of be like, oh, over the top brand, you know. I didn't think it was gonna be like, YouTube's like, fuck you.
Oh, boy. Well, I missed all of you guys too, Uncle Bill. So thank you for saying that everybody missed me. And in connection with that, I hope everybody's noticed that I did reschedule the two watch alongs that I had scheduled for this past weekend and didn't get to do, but I'm still going to do them this coming weekend, and I'm still going to do the Leprechaun watch along for the following weekend, and then I'll have to rearrange the other stuff that I was going to do. We're still going to do it. It just may not be exactly when you thought it was going to be.
What's your favorite Leprechaun movie? Probably the first one, right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
The Back to the Hood didn't get your fancy.
Not really. Sorry about that.
Well, or Leprechaun in the Hood was good. Back to the Hood, I don't even know if I've actually seen Back to the Hood, to be honest. I think I might have seen clips.
Oh, I
But
thought for sure you would have seen that one.
I mean, I might have, but I know I've seen the first Hood one. I might have, but I have to rewatch it.
You know what I heard Steve say that I didn't think that I would hear him say? I was like, holy shit. He was doing the I'm not going to give everything away about the MWO. Was you in the MWO um, thing on Curly Jaws?
Mm.
Because I think, Wes, maybe you could correct me or whatever if I'm wrong about this, but I thought they were doing like a stream because I thought I seen people chatting in there. But anyway, they must have been talking about the Child's Play movies because I heard Steve say that he thought that the Child's Play remake was okay. I was like, holy shit, what are you talking about? Oh,
No,
Curly Jaws doesn't even think it's okay.
no, absolutely not. You know, I was gonna do a watch along to that movie, and it's sadly that maybe me and you could do the Child's Play watch
That's
along.
what I was thinking. You know,
Yeah, so I mean, it will happen.
we just might have to have it on a different channel. Oh, Brandon Lee, I wish you'd lay down. He's probably gonna just pass out from, he's gonna keep barking and barking and barking until he wears himself out.
Is it like still storming over there?
Nah, it's quieted down pretty much.
Good.
Uh, so Wes says the Dana rights are out in full force tonight. um, yeah, I mean, well, I did have 17. Now we got about 16. Um,
We
so
need to
I'm
get 37 in here.
37.
Get to 37. Come on.
TJ says 2 weeks. F that noise. LOL. Yeah, I'm guessing you're talking about when I was without power for 2 weeks.
That was the worst. Like it was. I don't know if it was Louisville. It was Kentucky, Louisville,
Mm.
um, Indiana. Like I don't know if any other state was bad, but those are the two major states that got really hit bad.
So Darren says it's snowing here. Pretty much the whole of the UK is getting snow for 2 or 3 days. Wow. Um, I guess 71 was thinking that when you get taken off of YouTube or like get banned, she said she thought it was for like a year.
I mean, maybe. Hopefully, it is. Maybe. Oh, damn! That's gonna be what the fuck next March. I don't know. I can't wait. That I mean, I'll. I mean, if it does happen, like here, you can have your or we'll give you access to a different channel. And I'm like, all right, maybe I would start again just because I like doing. I like making videos. It's just something to do. It's a
Yeah,
hobby. I've been doing it for 2 decades almost.
right. She said, "Oh, so did they think you were ban evading or something?" I don't know how you would do that, but TJ says, "Don't mess with Marvel or Disney."
I'm going after them next.
Yes, TJ, that is exactly right. That's the big takeaway we can get from this is back up your videos, folks.
Back on, yeah. From now on, yeah, I'm gonna have to start backing up videos because there was a video on there I really wish I saved because it meant a lot to me, but it is what it is.
Oh, Blissful says, my old guy's mad at me. I groomed him today and he's mad at me. Well, Brandon just like, I try to keep his eyes wiped out of gunk and stuff like that. Sometimes he gets gunk in them and he doesn't even want me to do that. He's doing this number and moving his head all around. And um,
Mm. Does he like treats?
he does, but since he's been having all these problems, sometimes he gets where he won't eat hardly anything. Um, you can put the most, like Steve brought him home a cheeseburger from McDonald's today. A cheeseburger from McDonald's. Any of the other dogs would have gobbled that sucker up faster than you could say cheeseburger. So we cut it into 4 pieces for him, and he just kind of nudged at it and he ate a little bit. But it's like, I can't believe that, Brandon. You're not eating a cheeseburger. I mean, jeez. 71, you say, my body hurts to move anymore. Oh gosh, because of my
I
legs
feel
being
that.
acting back.
My ribs, my fucking back, I'm fucking just like falling apart.
Blissful says, I heard that New Kids on the Block is having a cruise. Who wants to go and wreak havoc? I used to love New Kids on the Block. I'm sorry. One of my great shames. That was my boy band. You know, uh, like some girls had the Backstreet Boys and
Insane.
NSYNC. Um, what was some of the others? I don't know. I can't remember. That was
Those
past
are the major ones I remember. I don't.
the Jonas Brothers. Were they ever considered like a boy band?
Yeah, but they sucked. Like they were just generic Disney people. Like that Rush Hour band, they sucked. One Direction sucked.
One Direction. I don't know. I don't want to speak out of turn, but I think Steve's niece liked One Direction. Either that or Steve just liked bothering her about it and acting like she liked them. And she kept telling him to shut up.
Shit.
So Kelly says we lost power for 4 days 2 weeks ago because of an ice storm. It was cold as heck here in Michigan. Yeah, there's some people up north in Michigan that they have smile doctors clinics. And I was talking to them, and they were like, "We're having to close half a day because a big storm, like the big winter storm's coming." And that was one of the Michigan clinics. So yeah. So you guys ended up going to a hotel after a few days. I don't blame you there.
Mm.
Darren says, "Oh, Curly, I would seriously appeal that. Worst case scenario, just make a new email and start a new channel." But see, if they didn't offer you a chance to appeal, I don't know how you would go about that.
Yeah, like like I would click on the appeal and then it'd be like it wants a URL to your channel. I'm like, but the channel's gone. How am I gonna get you a URL if the channel's gone?
Exactly.
Like
Uh,
there's no appealing it, and I'm not gonna create a whole new Gmail. I'm just not gonna do that.
yeah.
I have different source or different platforms I'm gonna try out. TikTok and some other ones.
X-Ray says, we talking cheeseburgers tonight? Well, yeah, I was talking about giving cheeseburgers to my dog, actually.
I want a breakfast burger. Sounds good.
X-Ray says, remember in that movie Menace to Society when that crackhead offered the gang member cheeseburgers for crack? When that didn't work, he offered to suck the dealer's dick and got shot. I
I
don't
gotta
think
watch that
I've ever watched
movie.
Menace to Society. Sorry about that,
Well,
guys.
that's on my list to watch now. I gotta watch that because that sounds amazing. Which I also like TikTok. I mean, I don't know if you have a TikTok, Dana, or not.
I don't. I've watched some things on TikTok, but I don't
I
have
mean,
an account.
I like their like their editing system on there because you can add like the trailer or
Uh-huh.
whatever. And they don't, because it's TikTok, they don't care about copyright or any of that crap. So
Uh-huh.
you can have all that, which I like that. So I'll give them that's a benefit. I wish they had a longer, like 3 minutes is kind of short, but I wish it was like a 10 minute or 20 minute.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, it is what it is. Like I mean, I get pretty good views on there, surprisingly. So
I think TikTok's kind of really taken off lately.
Yeah, it's like the new YouTube, but the only thing I think if they really want to be big, they need to make a longer video
And
thing.
maybe they will if it keeps getting, more and more popular. Maybe they will do
Mhm.
that. TJ says you can talk to Donnie Wahlberg about Sixth Sense and the Saw movies on the boat.
Are you all excited for Saw 10?
I don't know.
Saw
Here's how I
X?
feel about the Saw franchise. I guess when the first Saw came out, I really really liked it, and
Yeah,
I thought it was unique and interesting and all that. And
that
then
that's
it
the only good one.
it seemed to have went the way, and I'm hesitant to say this because I really love the Friday the 13th series for the most part as a whole, but it seemed to go the way of the Friday the 13th series. They just kept making more and more and more and more, and they should have just, if they didn't want to stop after the first one, they should have stopped after the second one. That's just my take on the
What,
Saw
Friday the 13th or the Saw?
the Saw movie.
Yeah, I only like the first one. Like after that, I'm just like it was like the same movie. I'm just like, mm,
TJ says Donnie was in the worst Saws anyway.
I like the puppet. The Billy puppet was cool.
Let's see. X-Ray says just look up Men's to Society cheeseburgers on YouTube. I'll have to do that when I get a chance.
So there's a Menace to Society 1, or is it just like and just the name of the first movie is just Menace
I
to
think I
Society?
think that's probably, I could be wrong, but I think maybe that's the original movie.
Mm.
Um, Blissful says, TJ, I can't watch the Saw movies. I'll go stand in the corner now. Texas says, because I don't remember it either.
Because I think like Hostel is definitely more brutal than Saw.
Oh, TJ says, TikTok, you got to watch music. They took off a video I did because of a song.
That's dumb.
Facebook did that to me because
Was it was it your song, TJ, or was it like just a
I
random like
bet he
song?
used like another musician or band song, I
Mm.
would imagine.
Well, they got a lot of songs. I mean, was it a song that was listed, or was it just like a song you just like? Oh, I'm just gonna use this one.
I was going to say Facebook did that to me. They wouldn't let the videos be shown because took my phone and was taping like 80s videos, like not even necessarily, I don't think the whole videos, but I was like, anyone remember this? Because it reminded me of like MTV in the early days when they
Mm.
were, music video, like a music video channel. Uh,
I
but
like watching those on YouTube.
mm, uh, Kelly says no damage, but a lot of spoiled food and a $200 hotel bill. It was costly. Yep. These things can become, these outages and crises and stuff can become very expensive for people um, and families. Um, so you guys keep talking. We got about 19, 20 people in here. I
Hell
mean,
yeah, let's get up to 50. Come on.
I think this is probably the most people I've ever had at one time. See, that's
They
what happens when you can't.
probably because they're like, oh, the controversy of O'Curly Joss. We gotta know the scoop. They're like, what the fuck happened?
Oh goodness. But I did, for those of you that noticed the promotion that I put out, um, I was first going to talk about movie monsters because I was thinking of the "It's Alive" from Frankenstein.
Mm.
And so I was going to talk about like favorite movie monsters, but then I got to thinking about the "It's Alive" phrase, and that made me start thinking about the It's Alive trilogy. Okay. And Curly Jaws, have you seen any of the It's Alive movies? There's three of them.
What's it about?
Killer babies or killer mutant babies, I guess would be the best way to describe this.
What? It's not. The title sounds familiar, but I never thought it'd be about killer baby.
Yeah.
Is there
So
another movie called It's Alive?
there may be. It's
There has to
possible.
be. I think because I swore there was a different movie called It's Alive, but it was about like something completely different.
And there probably is. But I always remembered the tagline for this movie, and I don't know if you guys can see that. There's only one thing wrong with the Davis baby. It's alive. And if you
It's
listen
alive.
to or if you watch the trailer, I think it even says that in the trailer. It's the trailer voice guy says, "There's only one thing wrong with the Davis baby. It's alive."
It's a baby. Oh, so okay, I want to. Is this movie on Tubi? Because I gotta watch this
It
movie.
may it may be. I haven't ever looked up It's Alive on Tubi,
Hmm.
but it's possible that it could be on there.
I
Um,
might. Where's my remote? I want to at least watch the trailer for this damn movie. Cause
so
just
here, if anybody wants to, Curly Jaws, anybody else wants to see what the mutant baby looks like, there's a picture of it right there. Hopefully, you can see that real well. So, this movie, the first time I saw It's Alive was when I was still living with my parents. It was probably that 12, 13 age range when I saw it for the first time. That's when I saw the majority of the movies that it like my video rental days. And I'm sure
mm,
It's Alive was one that I got. I don't remember specifically, but I'm pretty sure that I rented it. And I think my at least me, mom, and dad watched it, and maybe my brother was watching it too. Because back after dad got us our first VCR at Service Merchandise, I know I mentioned this before. My dad literally on his way home from work for a long time, he would go, and there was a whole bunch of video rental stores he could go to at that time.
mm.
But on his way home from work, he would stop at the rental store and he'd get a stack of videos for us to watch.
Did it
And
come out in 1974?
yes, it did. Yeah,
Okay.
I knew it was 70s. So this was also directed. All three of these were directed by Larry Cohen, who Larry Cohen did like Cue the Winged Serpent. He did The Stuff, which a lot of you probably saw on Joe Bob if you have Shutter or have access to the Last Drive-In show. He did show The Stuff. Um, but I think probably, and guys, feel free to say I'm wrong on this, but I feel like the It's Alive movie is probably what put Larry Cohen on the map. People remember Q the Winged Serpent, they remember The Stuff, and those are fun movies as well. But when you're dealing with killer mutant babies, there's just something that gets my blood flowing with something like that. It just makes me want to watch it.
Is it the best killer baby movie?
I would have to say yeah, because
Is
I
there a
mean
lot of killer baby movies?
I don't think there are. I mean, you could consider something like The Unborn a killer baby movie, but that's kind of doing things while it's still inside the womb. These
Hmm.
babies, from the time the woman gives birth to them, they're killing the doctors and nurses in the delivery room, and everything. And that's exactly what happens on this movie. The woman tells her husband, she wakes up in the middle of the night and she says, "It's time." She's very visibly pregnant. They go to the hospital. And of course, he's sitting out in the waiting room with the other expectant fathers, being all nervous and stuff. Even though the character of Frank Davis, played by John P. Ryan, he has a son, and this is him and his wife's second child, but he's still got that nervous aura going on around him. So this is in the days, obviously, when you can smoke in the hospital because practically all the expectant fathers are puffing away on cigarettes and sitting in the waiting room. Can't do that anymore, can you guys? Um,
No, it's a shame.
you have to go clear across the road or something away from the hospital. But so anyway, he starts. I think for some reason, John P. Ryan's character Frank Davis walks. He's walking down the hallway and he's going towards the doors to the delivery room, and the doors bust open and somebody very bloody falls out on the floor. Like, so he goes in there and like there's all these doctors and nurses dead on the floor, and his wife's all like this, she's her legs are still in the stirrups and everything. There's blood all over her, and she says, and so this movie, although it doesn't start out with a bang, it doesn't take much for it to kick into high gear. Um, so you at first you only see flashes of the mutant baby. You might see some teeth, you might see an eye, and I think Larry Cohen was smart to do that because number one, the special effects were primitive in 74. They couldn't do as much in 74 that they could do even 10 years after that. Okay. So I think he was really smart that he did that. And then later on in the movie, like I'd say probably 20 to 30 minutes before the movie is over. And this is a 90-minute movie. It's about average, an hour and 30 minutes. I'd say the last 20 minutes is when you see the most of the whole entire baby.
Baby.
And another thing, people might think that the It's Alive movies are hokey, but they also, can you imagine like somebody wanting to kill your child? If this is something that a woman has given birth to, it's still a child, and it cries, it has feelings, but it's angry and it's scared. So when you think of it in those terms, and the cops are all running after it with guns, wanting to shoot it and kill it, but
Batista bombing.
and the parents are conflicted. They don't know what to do. They don't know whether to, allow their child to be killed because it's this killer mutant baby, or should they try to protect it? So there's a lot of different things that go on in these movies, and in fact, all three of the movies. So for your benefit, oh, and Bernard Herrmann does the music, by the way. Bernard Herrmann's a pretty big name in the music world because what music did he do, guys? Bernard Herrmann did Psycho. So
I love Psycho.
That's a classic.
I love Psycho.
So our modern world is full of marvels, but also polluted air, food sprayed with deadly chemicals, and that's even nowadays. It's probably even more so than 1974. Misused drugs and hidden radioactive substances. Ever wonder how these poisons might affect a developing child in the womb? It's Alive offers a shocking possibility, and in the process has become a creepy cult classic. It's Alive is the first film of the classic trilogy from writer-director Larry Cohen about murderous mutants, and its birth was chillingly midwife by the crucial contributions of two Academy Award winners, makeup master Rick Baker. Everybody remembers Rick Baker, right? Who created the makeup, and he played the infant monster, and composer Bernard Herrmann. So Rick Baker, as many of you know, was the guy that did American Werewolf in London and many other films. But sometimes people like kind of not really get on me, but they say, I can't believe that you say that American Werewolf in London is a slightly better film than The Howling. But it is for me. I love The Howling. I have no problems at all with The Howling as a
What about the Howling 5?
Howling 5. Is that the one? Which one's the one where they line dance? I can't
Hell, I
even
don't remember.
remember.
There's so many. I know there was one in like Australia.
Didn't they have one in Romania too?
Probably.
I was thinking like maybe 7 or something was in Romania. Let's see. Let me see what everybody's saying here. Oh, TJ says that he had a video clip when Christine McVie died. They'll remove your audio with the song too if it's not one of their pre-approved music. Texas says a friend of mine had a Led Zeppelin picture on her Facebook and they took her profile down. They were going to give it back to her, but it was an older email and she couldn't get it back.
What the fuck?
I'm like, blissful. Are you kidding? That's ridiculous. TJ says, yeah, there's another called It's Alive, oh Curly. So leave it to TJ. He knows.
But I want to watch that. What's okay, TJ? What's that one about then? Because I'm curious. Because I figured there was another one called It's Alive. I just watched the trailer for this one. It definitely feels very 70s.
Yep, very 70s.
Very 70s.
X-Ray says that Tony Moran played the It's Alive baby.
That'd
No,
be
actually,
great.
Rick Baker did. TJ, you say the Larry Cohen It's Alive should get a 4K. Aw, Dana, the baby is the big reveal. LOL. Yeah, I'd like to see It's Alive on 4K. I really would. The other two, which I'm going to talk about, they're okay, but I definitely would like to see the first one get a 4K.
So is there only the 3?
As far as I know.
Do you want a 4th one or do you want a remake?
No, I don't. I think they should just, leave it alone. I think It's Alive has had its day in the sun and it had 3 films but I can't make somebody not do a remake. I mean, I guess only Larry Cohen. Is Larry Cohen even still living? I've forgotten if he's still alive now.
TJ, you would know.
TJ will know.
TJ would
know. TJ knows everything. Either that or he looks it up really quick and lets people know. X-Ray says, breaking news, Rob Zombie is officially remaking It's Alive. Sherry Moon is going to play the mutant baby. Oh, my God.
I'd watch that. Is it going to be in 3D?
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
As long as it's not, it can't be worse than the Munsters.
71 says, my kid would come out with devil horns, LOL.
Don't debate in the bay.
TJ says third It's Alive isn't the best, but it has Karen Black. And Michael Moriarty, who is in a lot of Larry Cohen's movies. I I would say he's been in just about all of them. Karen Black was wickedly evil. She could be, depending on what movie she's in. Oh, 71, you say the one where they had the baby werewolves was bizarre. Was that the marsupials? Or is that a different? Yeah,
I
Howling
had
for
that
the
on DVD.
marsupials. I think I do too.
I used to have the third one on DVD. That was
TJ
like
says that It's Alive, the other It's Alive movie is a weird monster movie from 1969, so it's as old as Steve is. That was the year Steve was born, 69.
So I wonder which one's better. We need to do like a like I would like we both need to
Comparison.
watch like yeah like we both need to watch which is the better It's Alive the mutant baby one or the monster weird monster one.
So Texas confirms Mr. Cohen is dead. I was thinking like in the last few years or so he had passed, but
Mm.
and TJ says Rip Larry Cohen. Oh, Whistle was born in 69 as well. Steve was born November 23rd, 1969. So, I
I
mean,
was
does this make you, me talking about this, does this make you
I
want to watch it, oh, Curly Dolls?
I definitely want to check it out. I want to check and see if it's on the Tubi because it definitely looks interesting. Like I definitely want to check out more 70s films.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I like that like after watching X I want to watch more like that style of film.
Wow, you guys, y'all's birthdays are really close together because Blissful's is
Mm.
November 13th, Steve's is November 23rd.
Mine is July 18th, 1995.
That blows my mind. That just blows my mind. Makes me feel old too. Because I was born June 6th, 1976. A lot of sixes, unfortunately, in my birthday. It's a good thing I wasn't born in 1966.
Oh god.
That would be bad. Um, so moving right along, I didn't plan to spend a lot of time on these, but I just wanted to cover something. The second one is It Lives Again. And I always love this as well.
I
The
like the title.
I like the baby hand coming up through the birthday cake. This was another one that would in the video store would really catch your attention. And I don't believe, hold on. No, that one's just got the bassinets. But I was thinking the original cover for this with the hand coming up to the birthday cake was in color. Sadly, this is in black and white, and I just don't think it has the same effect as
The
on
movie's in
the
black and white.
no, just the picture on here.
Oh, I was about to say I'm like that's weird.
So the tagline for this one, the It's Alive baby is back. Only now there are three of them. But really, that's kind of a false statement because the It's Alive baby doesn't really return. Okay. But there are three new mutant babies in this. So what happens is John P. Ryan's character of Frank Davis. You wouldn't be able to do this now, no way, shape, or form. But back in 78, when this one came out the same year as Halloween, actually. Um,
Which is the better movie?
Halloween. I definitely have to say Halloween. These are fun movies, but I'd have to say if you're talking about in a classic sense, the Halloween beats it. Um,
Would the mutant baby movie It's Alive be better if it had the Halloween theme?
I don't know. That would be weird.
Somebody needs to edit that together.
But So what happens is this movie opens with a woman having a baby shower, and her husband's there, and her husband is played by none other than Frederick Forrest. For those of you that know who Frederick Forrest is, he was in a lot of 70s movies and early to mid 80s movies. Um, he was in one movie. I've seen Frederick Forrest play, just a regular average Joe guy. I've seen him play really nice guys and seen him play really bad guys, which I don't like to see him play. And there is a movie, I believe it came out in 1985, called Right to Kill. And it's based on a true story of a boy, uh, probably about 15, 16 years old, who was abused. Him and his sister were both abused by their father violently. He beat on them all the time. He beat on his wife. It was almost constant,
I mean, I was like, what does that do for you? Does that make you feel big? Like,
I mean, I guess part of it's a sickness. I'm sure there are some people that are just all out mean. Um, and I'm not supporting these people at all. Even if they got a sickness, they need to fix that. That you don't abuse somebody like that and beat on them every day of their life just about. And this guy too, they walked on eggshells around him. I like that. It's Santa Gumby.
this is my dog's toy.
Oh, okay. Your dog will come around there and say, "What are you doing with my toy?"
See, it's a big old German Shepherd.
Oh, yeah, you better look out.
Fucking thing just.
Um, but so the brother and sister finally take enough of it, and the sister is kind of like doesn't really want to do it, but they basically were abused so much that they were driven almost crazy by it. They didn't know how to escape it. They were kids. How were they going to escape these almost daily beatings and watching their mother get beat up all the time? So the boy thinking there's no there's no way out of this for us unless I kill my father. So he waits until his father and mother come back from a date they went on. He's got a high powered rifle or shotgun or something. He's waiting at the window at the front of their house when the father gets out of the car and he shoots him and kills him. And because he did that, he gets, I don't think they put him in prison. I think they probably put him in juvenile detention, but they were trying to determine if they wanted to try him as an adult. And they had the sister as an accessory, and she was younger than the brother was. So, if anybody is interested in the story behind all that, the uh, the boy's name was, I believe, Richard Janke. I don't ask me how to spell it. Your guess is as good as mine. But, but yeah, that was a really. I mean, Frederick Forrest did a good job as the abusive father. It made you believe that he was that mean. Um, but I just didn't. Frederick Forrest is one of those guys where I would rather like to see him play a good guy or just your regular average Joe rather than playing this crazy out of control, abusive type person. But like I said, if you're interested in it, I think it was like a made for TV movie called Right to Kill. If you're interested in looking that up. But anyway, back to the movie at hand. So here's what I say would probably not happen nowadays because people are so much more distrustful. and all of that. So the movie, like I said, opens with a baby shower that's going on. And of course, there's a whole house full of people. And so everybody starts slowly leaving. Everybody's ate their cake. The expectant mother's opened all her gifts and all that. And I guess they played whatever party games. Everybody leaves, but there's one guy sitting over in the corner on their couch, just sitting quietly. And the husband and wife look at each other and they're like, I don't know who that is. I thought you invited him. Well, I don't know who that is. I thought you invited him. So they finally go up to him. Frederick Forrest's character goes up to him and says, I'm really embarrassed, but I don't know who you are. And of course, the guy turns out to be Frank Davis from the first movie, the one that was the father of the first mutant baby in It's Alive. And he basically tells him, he said, I need to speak with you guys. Um, I need to talk to you about your baby. And he feels of the mother's stomach. And he says, it's the same feeling I got when my son was around. And so evidently she's getting ready to have a mutant baby as well. So he points out this guy that's kind of seems like he's just walking around in his backyard.
I have a question.
Sure.
How did they become mutant babies? Is there a
Well,
reason they are
I
mutant
don't
babies?
think, I used to think that something came out about fertility drugs. Everybody knows what fertility drugs are, right? Women would take them when they had a hard time conceiving. But I don't think that I don't know why I had that stuck in my head for so many years. But I don't think a direct answer is given. And feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, guys, of the reason why these women are having uh, mutant babies. Um, it There is something that is mentioned in the second one that leads you to believe it may be some kind of drug that they took either prior to being pregnant or while the baby was growing in the womb. But it's just like it's a real quick kind of thing where this guy who I guess is head of a drug company, basically they just want to sweep it all under the rug because they don't want anybody to be able to say, oh, this drug that they took while they were pregnant caused these mutant babies. You know what would happen to a drug company if they were able to prove that. So, what the head of this drug company wanted the cops to do, basically, or whoever's in charge, wanted them to kill off all of these mutant babies and just sweep it under the rug. Just get rid of it, pretend they didn't exist, and then everything would be groovy, basically. So there is that one scene in the second one where they kind of allude to the possibility that it could be a drug, that these women, that all the women that are giving birth to these mutant babies had taken. So I guess in answer to your question, it could be a drug related thing on Curly Jaws. But in the first movie, I don't remember them ever saying specifically what caused it. But so in this one, John P. Ryan, Frank Davis is trying to help this other couple be able to protect their mutant child. So he works with some other people that have it's kind of like an incubator, but it's a cage too. And they sedate the baby as soon as it's born and put it in this incubator cage. And I don't know what they thought that they were going to do with them after they got them there, but I guess they hadn't thought that far ahead. But this one basically, in my opinion, falls almost the same path as the first one, and puts the parents, there's your doggy, puts the parents in the position of having to make the final decision regarding their child. And, I know people probably laugh, ha ha, mutant babies, but, they mention, and it's not very PC either, especially in the first movie, because instead of saying, and I'm not going to say the word because it might get me kicked off of YouTube. But instead of saying like mentally handicapped, they said the R word, and everybody knows what that R word is. I'm not going to say it.
Redonkulous.
Yeah. Or what did Steve say? I forgot what he said. I'll remember it at some point. But anyway, so um it's not, definitely the first movie's not PC in any way, shape, or form. A movie would not get made like that now. If you had a killer baby movie, the R word would not be brought up in it, definitely. There's no way that it would be brought up.
Unless it was like maybe an independent film.
Possibly, yeah. But I don't think I've even heard that word mentioned in any kind of movie for years. Has anybody else?
I say, didn't they say it in The Ringer?
Hmm, don't But anyway, I don't recall hearing that word like in movies in the last, 10 years at least.
Yeah, the
I'm
last
not
10
big
years
budget movies.
definitely.
I don't hear that being said. Um
I'm
but
gonna say it in Avatar 3.
Avatar 3. Um so I'll read a little bit of a plot synopsis in case there's some of you. I'm sure old Curly Jaws has not seen It Lives Again because he has not seen It's Alive. So, is it human? Is it a beast? Whatever it is, it lives again in his second film and cult filmmaker Larry Cohen's It's Alive trilogy. Once again, Cohen brings to the screen a hideous threesome of mutant baby monsters that are the evolutionary response to man's polluted environment. Now, see, they keep mentioning pollution. So there's also that as well. These frightened creatures lash out with deadly claws at what they don't understand. There are only three, but they could reproduce into uncontrollable millions if someone doesn't destroy them. Frederick Forrest and Kathleen Lloyd star as the loving parents of one of the monstrous creatures. Parental love, however, is no match for these hellspawn mutants. Their wild blood binge must be stopped. Will the next stage of their evolution become our last? So that is It Lives Again. Let's see what everybody's been. Blissel says, "Oh, Curly Jaws definitely watch Xanadu." Kelly, you say, "Dana, my son's birthday is June 6th too." Oh, that's awesome. We can be twins. Yes, Gemini. That dueling personality thing. Uh, 71, you say you hate black and white movies. So does that mean you hate Psycho? Wow.
I love Psycho.
I
The
do too. Texas says, I have an evil ex whose birthday is 1666. Uh, 71 says it's her name, Damina. Uh, Wes says, "Oh, Curly, UB said he's looking forward to seeing your Pornhub."
Yes, you can find me on there as well.
So Blissell's telling Kelly that Texas bought me this beautiful basket for Valentine's Day. Unfortunately, I have no self control when it comes to chocolate. LOL. I don't have any self control when it comes to chocolate either.
I love caramel
Hey,
chocolate.
John.
Hey, John.
John wants to know what's going on. Well, actually, you might have to run it back later and hear about the YouTube fiasco that Curly Jaws unfortunately got
Yeah,
involved
I,
in.
I got Vince McMahon. I got fired.
But I'm on here talking about the It's Alive trilogy.
And so far, I'm intrigued. I definitely want to check them out. Is how much is that set?
This gosh, I got it a while back. It's a
Wonder how
screen
much it is now.
it's
Probably
a
like,
Screen Factory set.
oh shit, it's probably gonna be $100.
Hold on here.
The CK, if do you have the It's Alive box set?
Oh, let's see here. Well, actually, Amazon still has it. $28.14.
That's not bad.
Or you can get the DVD set for $15.98.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yep. So if anybody's interested in getting it, Amazon does have some copies left. Um, I'm not sure why Uncle Bill has rape with a question mark, but I'm not I'm not sure. Did I miss something? But anyway, moving right along to the last one in this trilogy. And if you didn't think the first two were wild, we get It's Alive 3, Island of the Alive. So guess what? They've taken the mutant babies, well, kind of more like mutant children or mutant teenagers because they're big. So most of these are big. Um,
So they're not babies anymore.
no, and they've taken them to an island. And the movie kind of starts off in a courtroom with, as you can see, there's Michael Moriarty with a obviously small infant killer baby.
Are the babies on trial?
Well, actually, what's on trial is they're trying to decide whether they need to kill these infants at birth. And Michael Moriarty, his character is the father of one of these, and they bring it into the courtroom in a cage. Um, but not only does this have Michael Moriarty in it, Garrett Graham's in it. Anybody remember Garrett Graham from a lot of the Brian De Palma stuff? He was
Blind.
also in Child's Play 2, playing the when Andy goes to stay with the foster parents. He's the really, I think, sort of asshole-ish father figure. So that's not one of my favorite Garrett Graham roles, but he's played a lot of different roles. In this one, he plays a lawyer who's trying to say that they ought to kill off these mutant babies because they're monsters. Um, but Michael Moriarty proves that these babies can love. And when the judge sees that the baby's not going to attack him and rip his throat out, he, he relents. He says that, well, we need to make this island or whatever safe for these babies and children where they can live and not, if they want to grow up and reproduce, then they're on this island and they're not bothering anybody. So I think basically Michael Moriarty ends up going to the island to see his baby, and you've got these older, like, teenage mutants, not Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but teenage mutants.
Don't
Uh,
get me started with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's fucking terrible.
and basically, a lot of people get killed, and it's very bloody. And there's a lot of killings on a boat that they're on, and also Karen Black is in this movie as well, as TJ said earlier. And again, Karen Black plays a quirky character. I think she's actually the mother of the mutant baby. Her and Michael Moriarty must have had sex, and she gave birth to one of these mutant babies. So she works at a bar or something. He goes there to talk to her, and she's, you know how kooky some of Karen Black's characters are. This was another one of those kooky characters, but I enjoyed her in it. I enjoyed Michael Moriarty. In my opinion, this is probably the weakest of the trilogy, but that doesn't make it not a fun movie. So I would say that It's Alive 3, Island of Alive, is definitely one to watch, especially if you watch the other two. Now, I'm going to give you a quick and dirty plot synopsis for this one. So, Michael Moriarty, Q the Winged Serpent, and Karen Black from Trilogy of Terror star as Stephen and Ellen Jarvis, the distraught parents of one of the new mutant children. They watched in horror as government death squads roam the earth, shooting the humanoids on site. They've suffered through the court hearings that sentenced their child and other surviving mutants to a remote, uninhabited island, and their nightmare continues because of the abandoned creatures. The abandoned creatures are now grown, and they are coming back home to a society that created and rejected them, and no one who stands in their way will live. So, oh, Curly Jaws, I gotta ask you, does this get your appetite going to watch the It's Alive movies?
I definitely want to check them out.
At least the first one, right?
Yeah, that one sounds interesting. I was like, I watched the trailer and I'm like, oh, I'm definitely intrigued.
Mm, let's see.
Something about the third one not them being babies anymore. I don't know how I feel about that.
Oh, well, now I know why Uncle Bill said rape with a question mark. No, that was not the R word that he he said. You're just guessing. TJ says, I'll know the Alive and Return to Salem's Lot, both by Cohen, came out in 87. Oh, yes, I had forgotten about Return to Salem's Lot. John, you say, I love Garrett Graham. He's a good character actor. He certainly is. I like watching him, even when he's an asshole. I like watching him. John, you say Karen Black has a face for crazy. Yeah. Uncle Bill says, we are losing old Curly. Are you about to go out of it, old Curly Jaws?
Oh no.
I think I can talk a little bit longer. I'll maybe try to get off here in about 10 minutes at 10 o'clock. John, you said the end of It's Alive is kind of sad. Yeah, John, that's what I probably didn't bring it up as good as I had wanted to. You say it's a lot more tragic than it gets credit for, even though it's fucking silly with the monster baby. Yeah, yeah. I definitely, John, I couldn't have said it any better. I think you probably said it the best. Actually. Because that's, sometimes what I think in my brain and what comes out of my mouth is actually kind of two different things. So thank you for saying that, because I do agree that the ending to the first one is tragic. Um, because you know how will we feel if we, you know, us women, or even you guys that are married, if you and your wife had a baby that not necessarily a mutant baby, but something was wrong with the baby, and somebody asked you to put it out of its misery. You know what I'm saying? This, so that's kind of what they're doing in It's Alive. This baby doesn't fit in with society, so you need to get rid of it. How traumatic would that be? Just forget about the whole mutant baby scenario. If somebody told you that you need to kill your own child, something that come from both you and your husband, if you're a woman, um, can you imagine? I don't
No,
even want to imagine it.
it wouldn't happen. I'll
But
be damned.
yeah,
I'll be powerballing somebody.
power. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Um, there would be so many emotions in that scenario. There would be anger, fear, sadness. I mean, just all kinds of things. Um, Blissel saying at 71, your cat is freaking me out. Someone
Oh,
says it's Tony Montana from Cuba. LOL. Oh man. But
that's sage.
so, is there anything anybody wants to ask me and or old Curly Jaws while we're both still on here?
Hmm.
I'm just glad I'm calmed down now from like that.
Yeah,
The pill really helped.
good.
I'm
Yeah,
not
definitely.
advocating drugs or anything, but
No, you're not me. Um, but yeah, I could definitely tell from earlier in the stream. It's definitely helped.
yeah, I just didn't. I didn't feel right when I first came on here.
Mm. Did you eat
Uh,
it? Did you eat anything?
um, yeah, I mean, I did, and of course, I've been eating on some candy because I think in connection with having the panic attack, I think it caused my blood sugar to go down in addition to the other stuff. So, but I ate all my meals today
Mm.
too. So I just don't know. I don't know what caused it, what brought it on. I know I'm kind of dreading getting back in the saddle and going back to work because I'm afraid everything's just going to hit me in the face after not being able to work for a couple of days and all that. That here's the thing. I don't know how many of you guys have worked in an IT job with where you get tickets, but this job, when you are off for whatever reason, it doesn't matter if you're sick, if you've taken a vacation, or in the case of not having any power and you don't have access to all your stuff and you can't work, they don't stop giving you tickets. So I'm liable to come back and have 15 or 20 additional tickets on top of what I already had. So I had around 30 or so tickets that I was working on. I'm liable to have 50 come tomorrow. And it's just like that's probably
You get back there 3,000.
holy crap. I hope but yeah. Um let's see.
Is anybody seeing Scream 6?
I think me and Steve are gonna go see it. Um Is it coming out this weekend on Curly Jaws or when?
Yeah, it's coming out Friday. I'm seeing it
I think
Friday.
we're gonna go over the weekend and see it.
It's supposed to be. It's the first Scream movie in 3D.
Ah, interesting.
I've been like, well, they didn't. They just announced that. Like, I just saw that like a few days ago. I'm like, this movie was not always going to be in 3D, so I was just like
I wonder
confused.
if Steve knows that. It may change his mind about wanting to go see it.
Well, I think it's a 3D and a non-3D version.
Okay, gotcha. So, John, you say the Monster Baby and Kid in Monsters season 3 is hilarious. You know what I'm talking about, right? Oh, yes.
Does
It,
Steve
yeah.
not like 3D?
It depends with him. Some things he doesn't mind watching in 3D. Other things he says, I don't really
Creature from
need
the
to see
Black Lagoon.
that. Yeah. John, you say, Small Blessing is the episode. Google that. LOL. I remember that episode. I'm going to have to brush up on it. Oh, yeah, TJ. I definitely want, if you're, as long as you're filling up to it, I definitely want to do our Wednesday second half of Tales from the Dark Side season 2. If something changes, I'll be sure to let you know. But as of now, if you're up for it, then I'm up for it too.
Hopefully there won't be any more storms.
Hope not. 71, you say, when I could work, all of my bosses hated me. Well, I don't think that my boss hates me. I think at this point in time, he's just as stressed as all of us on the help desk are. Everybody is just uh mentally and physically exhausted, basically. Blissful, don't you work for yourself? Are you saying you hate yourself? You say my boss hates me. Well, 71, I think I probably could have been accused of being too mouthy at certain points in time, too. John, you say I'm going Thursday night for Scream 6. I know that franchise is a mixed bag for many, but I love it. I got my nostalgia blinders on.
My like ranking, my quick ranking would be like from best to worst. Scream 4, Scream 5, Scream, Scream 3, and Scream 2 being the worst.
TJ says, I'm getting a free ticket, hopefully, so no 3D, lol. Uh, Wes, I'm not going to talk out of turn, so if you want to ask TJ privately about that, then you can do so. But all I said was it was for personal reasons, and you know, if TJ wants to tell anybody, I'm sure he will. The Texas, you say, I may or may not see it right away. I'm hoping that Cocaine Bear is still out because I already missed Hidden Blade. I wanted to watch Cocaine Bear. I know people were laughing about that. Some people were laughing about
Hmm.
it, talking like it was going to be silly.
They're
But
doing a sequel. They're doing the sequel. Cocaine Bear versus Perk Angle. Did you see that meme on Facebook?
no, but that just sounds funny.
It's Kurt Angle like even versus the bear, and I'm just like, that's just fucked up.
Kelly says, "What are you guys doing tomorrow?" Well, actually, Kelly, me, and TJ are, barring anything going on. We're going to do the second half of our episode breakdown for Tales from the Dark Side season 2. And TJ answered your question, Wes. His dad was in the hospital for 4 days. I mean, I just didn't, I figured if TJ wanted to share that, he would. So I just didn't want to be the one to just blurt it out. Oh, we know that, Wes. You say hope he's okay was just busting the balls. What did she say? Scream 6 is gonna be moist dog shit, my prediction.
Are you and Uncle Bill gonna do it on the road for Scream 6?
There's a good question.
Because I can't remember if they did one for 5 or not.
So John says, yeah, I'd rank 1, 2, 3, 5, and 4, but part 2 is maybe my favorite. 4 is a piece of absolute shit to me. LOL.
Oh,
Hmm.
I love
I
4.
didn't care for 4 either. I don't know if I was calling
Everybody
it
hates
a
on
shit. No,
4.
I think Steve likes 4.
Okay, at least he likes 4.
I'm pretty
Okay, he
sure.
wins me back. He wins me back.
John, you say 4 is popular to many, it seems. I was shocked.
Ford just really just was just really cool. The music was dope. Like I would love to have the vinyl to 4.
Mm.
I don't even they made a vinyl for 4. I have to look that up. But
Uh,
really love that.
Wes says, what's all Curly Jaw's buzzed on tonight? Is it gummies?
Gummies, the whole 9 yards.
TJ, you say, I can't stay off the internet that long to not see Scream 6 ASAP. LOL. Yeah. Kelly, you say, I talk too much and get a little attitude sometimes, especially if someone is picking on the underdog. Well, Kelly, you sound a lot like me too. It's I don't like to see people being picked on. I was picked on a lot when I was a lot younger, and
I'm
now I don't let people do that to me, like nearly.
Nobody picks on me because I'm 6'4".
There you go. I forgot how tall you were. I knew you were tall, curly jaws, but
Yeah, they're just like no, we're good. But like I'm just like a gentle giant person. Like
yeah, I think it would take a whole lot to get you pissed off enough where you would.
oh, that's just a bad time. They don't want to do that. That's when I just start fucking like power bombing people.
Y'all curly jaws be power bombing people all over the place.
Like just get a fucking wooden table from out of nowhere.
So Wes says 4 is the worst one.
Oh come on. 2 is the worst one. I hated 2.
Uh, Wes says 3 is great because of Creed.
I do love I like 3 because of the Jay and Silent Bob cameo.
TJ says, I'm predicting Jenna Ortega is either a killer or a secret mastermind, if not in this or by Scream 7. So Wes says no on the road, but we are preparing a marathon of reviews on all the Scream movies, so that'd be good.
Nice.
Steve was picked like a booger or what?
Pick to do the marathon.
Maybe.
No. I'm on a stream.
John says the opening to 2 and the theater and the car scene are why I like 2 so much. And Timothy Oliphant's performance is crazy in that. Josh and I are doing some reviews on that on our show. That's cool. I did like the theater scene in 2. I thought not it's not original because I've seen that kind of stuff done in other horror movies way before Scream, where somebody gets killed in a movie theater. Um,
I just something about it was 2 hours long for one thing.
oh, what she say picked on a lot when he was younger. Yeah, Steve has told me that he was picked on a lot, but so was I. And I think I don't want to speak out of turn, but I think with both me and Steve, it was mainly because we were quiet and we didn't take up for ourselves. We didn't speak up for ourselves. And now Steve won't take any crap off people. And Steve says I still let people walk all over me sometimes, depending on who it is. But he says that I'm not real bad, but I need to get a little bit stronger. But things like jobs, I'm always afraid that I'm going to get fired if I speak up for myself. That's why I don't do it in a job environment. But Steve's always of the mind that you can't let them just, do this stuff to you, Dana. You got to, talk to them about it.
You need to beat their ass.
Hey, Phantasmat, you say 2 is my favorite by quite a bit.
Everybody loves 2. Everybody hates on 4. I'm just like the Lone Ranger.
Well, Steve's not, I give Steve a lot of grief, but he's not a little asshole.
We got the honey bun for tonight.
Ooh. TJ says part 3 had my least favorite opening scene. Kelly, you say I'm not working now, but my career is working and teaching kids with special needs. Well, I think that's a very admirable career. Primarily kids with autism and at-risk kids, the angry ones. I love my little sassy kiddos. Phantasmate, you say Creed produced the soundtrack for part 3 and did the song. Is this the end specifically for that film, I think? Hey, Rob, you say it's crazy how much bullying sticks with you. Yes, it is, Rob. I mean, I've talked about this over and over, but the To Hell and Back documentary about Kane Hodder, you would not, it never crossed my mind that very young Kane Hodder would have been picked on so viciously and bullied so viciously and beat up very much every day for a while until
That's
he
crazy.
stood up and took up for himself.
Now
He
he beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, now nobody would mess with him, but they showed him when he was a little boy, and he was just the cutest little boy. And he said that these kids just beat him and another boy up just about every day for no apparent reason. They just would beat the shit out of him. And then he said when he got a little bit older, this guy thought it was funny to puke in a bag and then like put it in Kane Hodder's face. He thought that was funny. Um, and I'm just like, what world do these people come from that they think that that's a source of entertainment? I don't know.
Mm.
Blissful, you say I used to get bullied until I got my attitude and bets were off. LOL. Texas, you say I've told Blissful some of the things that happened when I was bullied. It sucked, but I got back at a few of them. Rob, you say I'm 54 and all that shit I went through still affects me. And it does. I mean, that kind of stuff does definitely stick with you. I don't think it ever leaves you. Even if you get firmer and don't put up with anybody's shit and you could knock the hell out of somebody, knock them through about 5 walls or something, the residual effects of stuff that happened when you were a kid, that doesn't ever go away ever. So I totally agree with that. Wes wants to know what me and old Curly think your personal favorite Creed song. I honestly, Wes, I'll answer this real quick. I'm not saying I don't like Creed, but I can't pick a favorite song because I never
Ooh.
listened to them that much. I
That
don't think I
that's a
listen.
hard decision. I think I like all their songs. Like I don't think I could just pick one.
So there, you didn't really get a hard and fast answer from either one of us.
That's like it's hard to really pick a favorite song with me. Like I like if I like the artist, I like all their songs.
mm. Well, Rob, I am sorry if that same stuff used to happen to you all the time. I mean, it's just is crazy. And all of you guys in here are some of the greatest people ever, including old Curly Jaws, who is on this stream with me. And I don't know why anybody would want to do any of this stuff to any of you guys. Um, I guess it's just because they know they can get away with it, you know. Um,
So,
Wes. Yeah, usually small towns where everybody knows everybody else. I do agree that does. I was from a small town, grew up in a small town. Thankfully, I was never beat up at any point in time. I was just, I
good.
was very quiet and shy. And it wasn't until I got old enough to get a job, working with the public and stuff, that I got out of that shyness, really. Um, Kelly said, "Wow, that blows my mind about Kane Hodder. Bullying stays with you for a lifetime and can totally ruin your self esteem forever." Yeah, I tell Steve I have zero self esteem. It's not low self esteem, it's zero. And I've never been able to really get any self esteem. I wish somebody could show me how to have self esteem. Rob, you say I ended up beating the hell out of one of them before we moved away. And this sounds like I'm making it up, but a couple years later, my main bully killed his family and a bunch of others. That's scary, Rob.
Sounds like the guy from It, the newer one, the bully.
Oh, yeah.
Was
Uh,
there a clown involved?
uh-huh. Rob says he's still in prison. Glad I moved. LOL. Good night, TJ. I'll be talking to you tomorrow, more than likely. Kelly say seeing the Mean Girls pop up on Facebook sometimes still makes me so angry and resentful. John says, I remember in sixth grade we all played wrestling on in the background, just a bunch of hyper ass kids trying to hit diamond cutters on each other and saying suck it.
Yeah, me and my cousin, we'd be like, pretend to be like wrestlers and be like, have storylines and championship belts. It was just like,
Well, guys, it has been fun. I have really enjoyed it. I've enjoyed having old Curly Jaws on here with me once again. Um, he has an open invitation, as does anybody, unless you can prove that you're an asshole, and then you won't be back on here. Yeah, but so far, so good. Nobody has proven to be an asshole that's been on here. So I want to thank everybody. I think this is the largest group I've ever had on the stream. We're down to 14 now, but that's still quite a few people to have when I'm about ready to get off of here. But Wes says, "Oh, Curly ain't supposed to be on YouTube, is he?" Well, like, what are they going to do? Are they going to ban me for having my show?
that'd be
Uh-huh.
fucked up. That'd be fucked up. They're like, that guy's he's a fucking criminal. Fuck you.
I mean,
Like, the FBI kicks my door and they're like, we
the
told you were
the
fucking,
SWAT team's going to come
it's
swinging
it's
in.
gonna be like Samuel. It's gonna be like Samuel Jackson. We told you you were banned, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, fuck you.
Well, it's not like I'm advertising like that in the title or anything that old Curly Jaws is on here with me.
No, if they saw that at the time, they'd be like, oh, we got nope, gone down. Like we know that fucking name.
Right. But I'm not doing it because I'm ashamed that old Curly Jaws is on here with me. I'm glad he's on here with me. But things are a little unsettled now, so it probably wouldn't be very smart of me to do that. Uh,
Yeah, I'm canceled.
oh, Curly Jaws is canceled.
I'm like I didn't damn.
Kelly's telling me I should check just in case. No offense to Curly Jaws, just in case. Well, I mean, what they can do is, hey, this guy's been banned. Can you take that video down? And I'll save it, but I will, I can hide it or something. Um, but 71 saying again that you should appeal it. There has to be some way to get the URL.
I mean, if somebody can figure that out, like that'd be awesome. Like help Bo Curly out, because I try because I'm like, well, I can't because the channel's gone. It's deleted. They deleted the channel before I could ever get the URL or
Mm,
even think of getting the URL. So I mean, I it
but
beats me. Like I'm just baffled.
oh well, thank you, Kelly. You say I'd be super bummed if you got banned.
Bro, like it's
Rob says he shaved the beard. Now he should shave his head and make a new identity.
be like let's see, what could the new gimmick be? Um,
Guys, I'm going to step away for a second, make sure Stamey quits howling.
hmm, be like I don't know what the new gimmick would be, like oh, Snappy Jaws or something. Oh, Snappy Jaws, he's snappy.
Hopefully, this won't get me banned, but John says to hell with YouTube. They can go gobble up on Dead Meat James, Janice, and Pew Deepy or whoever the hell.
I mean, it's just like ridiculous. Like I'm like I feel like you look at these celebrities that have gotten canceled for just the most ridiculous shit, and you think, oh, that will never happen to you, and then boom.
Yeah, I just always think of myself as just some little peon that I'm not, nobody takes notice of me. Um, but evidently, sometimes somebody takes notice of us, don't they?
Mhm.
Wes says Steve's going to wake up and be pissed. Well, when I walked in there, um, Sammy wasn't even laying on the couch like he usually does, so I don't know what was going on. Brandon's calmed down, and now Sammy's wandering around between the bedroom and hallway in the living room, so I don't know what he's doing.
Mm.
Nobody likes to be peed on. Yeah, no. Well, some people do, I guess. Yeah,
Mm.
but that's another story for another day. Um, I'm not even going to get into that. But I am going to have to call it a night because I am going to have to go back to work tomorrow, and it's probably going to be super shitty because there's probably going to be a ton of stuff I got to catch up on. And at
Mm.
this job, I never get caught up, actually. So I always feel like I'm a dollar short a
I'm
day.
off tomorrow, so I got 2 days off in a row.
That is good. Um, well, Wes, I had a panic attack a little earlier, and so I'm starting to feel kind of exhausted because of that and because of the pill I took to calm me down. It does make me a little sleepy. Um, but good night, Blissful. Good night, 71. Thank you, Blissful, for saying great live. Yeah, I got to have some rest, Wes. I really do. But again, I want to thank old Curly Jaws. Thanks for coming on here with me.
Anytime.
Well, you let me know anytime you want to come on. And I
Mm.
don't think I've ever turned you down when you've asked specifically to come on. So, thank you,
I'll def
Texas.
I'll definitely be on the Leprechaun one.
Yes, yes. I hope to have, as always, I want to have a big group of people on for one of these watch alongs. Thank you for saying you're glad I'm back, Texas. And yes, Kelly, anxiety is certainly exhausting. So, with all that being said, I'm going to skedaddle on out of here for the night, and I will see everyone on the flip side. Have a good night, old curly jaws. Everybody in the chat, you guys have a good night.
Have a good night.